Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I want to just take this video to talk you through what's going on in the announcements in the Discord at the moment. There's actually some pretty good stuff that's going on. I wonder if we're starting to crack the egg. I wonder if we're starting to get through this thick exterior of Plarium and actually help them understand some changes that should be made. On the back of that, there's also some stuff that's not so good. But you know what? We're talking about it all. For those that are concerned, and I'm sure it's a lot of you, don't worry. The Trunda video is coming tomorrow. She's level 60. I've got her masteries farmed. Yes, farmed. Didn't buy them. And she's ascended and everything. So I'm going to be playing around with her today, recording some stuff. And then tomorrow I will drop a video on Trunda. So let's talk about what's going on in the announcements then. So firstly, we got a little snippet from their Facebook page that said, which page? Let me read it out actually. I'm going to read it because it's a little bit funny. Or for me, it's a bit funny. So firstly, we had a couple of days ago, this post here on Facebook, Arena. Guys, please take a look at this message. Shortly after the release of 4.2, which is next week, early next week, I think, we will release a fix to the classic arena. Now, the wording here is important. We will release a fix to the classic arena. Now, if we go back maybe 3 weeks when I did a video saying the arena is awful, blah, blah, blah. It's unplayable. It needs to be fixed. It was a pretty clear response that I got directly to say, nothing's wrong with the arena. It's fine as is. But we keep hammering and it feels like they're cracking. So it says here as well, separately, it will happen in the first half of May. The details of the matchmaking changes will be posted on our raid page next week. So we then got the raid digest come out yesterday. Let's do some more here. So let's go for this. Hey Raiders, it's our new portion of Raid Digest, recent highlights, blah, blah, blah. So patch 4.2 is coming next week. We know that. There's some exciting stuff like dungeon stages 21 to 25 will allow, and they've said here that they're being pretty direct, I'd say, in some of their talk here. So they're saying it's for our battle-hardened players to farm loot more efficiently, okay? So what they're saying with that is, don't expect to just do this straight out. It's going to be hard, and that's why we're making it harder to do. But you should be able to farm better loot. Yeah, and for an end game player, that's actually pretty attractive. Better loot for, more efficiently, that's what you want. The less pieces you're throwing in the bin, the better. So I do get this. I'll come on to talk a little bit later about why I think they're doing it wrong, but I do get it. The additional stages are optional. You can do it if you want, basically. It's for players seeking a new challenge. Stages 1 to 20 won't change at all. In fact, they're going to get easier. Fire Knight's shield will be reduced to 7 hits instead of 10 on stages 7 to 9. That's actually a really good change. I actually wish they would extend that maybe to like 13. Because Fire Knight early game is really hard. But, okay, so I get the feeling here of it's for endgame players. Don't get yourself into a mess about this. The logic behind receiving rewards has remained intact, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, fine. Of course, bosses on new stages are tougher. And basically, they won't take the same level of damage from enemy max HP and combust ability. So combust is anyone who blows up poison. If you're reading stuff like, the poison exploders are the new meta, no, they're not. They're the old meta still. They're still the old meta, okay? They're not any new meta. And the enemy max HP champions will still be strong here because 10% of a target's health is a lot. But whereas we're used to doing like 50%, I mean, you see it in the runs I'm doing here, if we've got one active. You see my guys here doing enemy max HP. I've got Septimus and I've got Royal Guard in this team. They're slamming for over 50% of the health in the team I'm doing. Bam, look at that. It's like, 75 to 80%. So that's going to go away. And it's going to be 10%. It means you're going to have to build in weak source if you want to do it that way, or you find a different way to do it. It looks like HP burn has not been affected at all. So that might be a strat. So secondly, with the release of the patch, we're going to introduce a new temporary event. This one's quite interesting, actually. So the silver cost of removing gear will be halved for 1 month. This is a good opportunity to experiment with gear, to try out these new locations. We'll inform you before it goes back to full price. Now, this is potentially big. It's the first time they're doing it. I hope it's the first time in many. Firstly, what they're doing is they're announcing to the community, we can do this when we want. We can turn it on. Okay? I'm hoping this leads to, like we see in other games, once a month, 1 week a month, 1 weekend a month, whatever it is, it's free. It's just a free removal service. But it's a step forward. I've done videos about silver in the past as one of the big blockers of the game. Already new players get like this month, I think it is, a month of playing where they don't pay at all. So they're moving gradually in the right direction here. So anyone who's upset about this, why isn't it full silver? Come on. Let's be positive where there's positive stuff going on. That's big. Half the silver price is big. So let's hope they continue this type of stuff. We'll inform you before it goes back up. Okay. We've continued working on the enhancement of Classic Arena experience, and we're preparing several tweaks. Now, it doesn't say changes, which means, I guess means it's not going to be like full scale, like I did a video yesterday talking about extend out more tiers of arena and, stretch the arena out. It feels like they're going to be adjusting, it says here, adjust the algorithms for matchmaking, make progression through bronze and silver less demanding. Honestly, good. Bronze and silver is where newer players are in the game, and they should enjoy the experience before they get up to the point where they should really have the knowledge to do big boy stuff. So I'm pleased that they're addressing it. As I said before, they came back to me directly and said there's nothing wrong with the arena. Looks like they've gone back on that a bit, which is good. So the continuous barragement of the community and the content creators has really helped here. They're also stressing here as well, by the way, one more thing. In patch 4.2, we'll be adding new missions. Yeah, we knew that. This is end game content. By the way, this same comment was posted in content creator chat by our liaison, by the content creators liaison, and it was stressed. So I feel like some of these missions are going to be hard. Like it's probably going to be, get a top 50 in plat or something like that, because the way they've stressed it, I feel like it's going to be really difficult. Those formidable missions may seem somewhat intimidating at first. Yes, I feel like they're going to be crazy. Maybe it's going to be like 1 key ultra nightmare, that type of stuff. But they're supposed to defy those players who've already swept through most content and want some more. Please keep in mind, they are not supposed to be completed in a matter of days and will require some effort. So I'm going to come back to my point earlier, right? When the game changed from being level 15 dungeons to move to level 20. A lot of you probably weren't around at that point, but it was a big step up. But at the same time, we went from getting 5-star gear to 6-star gear. Okay, so there was a load of new content that was released. There was Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. We've had Faction Wars. Let's turn this off for a second. We had Faction Wars. And basically, the content got harder. Okay, but the rewards got better. And I feel like since Faction Wars, the concept of new content in this game is it's lost the direction that it should take. Any game where you get new end game content, there should be a certain flow to it, okay? And what should happen is you should move from stage 15 to 20 dungeons. Great, they did it. They did this before. And the gear drops should improve as you go up. And they did this. So from 15 to 20, you could get stronger gear, which over time enabled you to beat that new, harder content. Yeah? Faction Wars was a new piece of content. It was really hard, like way overtuned at first. But if you kind of like pushed on, got those glyphs on that new, better gear, eventually you could start to work your way through Faction Wars. Okay, and you needed a lot more champions and that type of stuff. So Faction Wars had like a logical upgrade to gear through glyphs to enable you to push further. Okay, so you see what the common theme there is. Give me harder content, but over time, I gradually enhance my gear to make it easier to do. Now, the thing which is confusing me right now is Doom Tower. If I couldn't do Doom Tower day one, I probably still can't do it. Nothing really coming out of Doom Tower. Maybe you could argue the champions that you get. Maybe the rewards from the champions. You could argue a case for these new champions like Helmet and whatever are the way that you enhance your accounts to get through Doom Tower. I would say that's a pretty unlikely argument, really. I don't feel like it's enough. And I've said this before, but the drops from Doom Tower, the gear drops, should be the measure. They should be the way to eventually work your way through Doom Tower, and it's not doing that. So they failed in that one, and I feel like they're still failing. The two new gear sets are actually better. They've done a better job with these, so the Griffin one and the Iridoth one. But I still feel like they should go back and tweak the other gear sets, like the Fatal and the Frostbite and the Untouchable, like an Affinity Breaker. They're not doing anything for this game right now, and that's a problem. You've also got this thing going on that Dungeons 21 to 25 will not drop any better gear. And honestly, if I can't beat Dungeon 25 today, I probably will never beat it. Because I've already got super endgame gear, and I won't get anything new or different or better through Dungeon 21 to 25. So I just feel like the guys that are plotting the new endgame content are not familiar with how this kind of evolving game should work. And the new content is kind of like patching on, really, higher level mobs and stuff, but no new ways to beat those mobs. So honestly, I feel like when 21 to 25 comes out, anyone who breezes level 20 right now, like I do, I think we'll beat 25. It'll be slower runs, of course, but I think we'll beat it. I don't think there's this new challenge that they think it's going to be. I don't think it's there because we've already got the gear that would enable us to do it because we're not getting anything different. There's no difference coming from 25. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just an observation, but I guess like a few steps forward here. Absolutely great that they're doing something with the arena. I'm super keen to find out what that is. Pleased that all of that hard work and kind of pushing has paid off. I'm pleased they're doing this half-price silver month. I do feel like they've kind of lost sight around how to evolve a game on to the next stage. I feel like it's constantly just being evolved on, but in a way that says, you know what, if you could do it before, you can do it now. And over 2 months, if you start doing the first few stages of it, it's probably not going to help you with being able to do it in the long term. So, I don't know. What's your thoughts? Interesting topics, I think. Interesting evolvement of the game. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'm rambling. I will see you later.